And so then it just made my mind think about, why do people love the struggling artist until they not struggling? And why do they get upset when the artist says, I'm in it for the bag now?
Mm.
Because it's like,
Oh, you saw that comment?
yeah.
You saw? Oh, okay. I got. That makes hella sense now.
And because I just think about how artists start off and they're giving the people all that they have, because they don't have the music, so they're giving them all that emotion, everything. And usually the first project don't even hit, second one don't hit. Then when it finally hit, and then they're still doing it, and then it's not no more for the love, because now it's a real deal business. Now it goes from it just being free and people listening and people falling in love with it to now this is how my kids are going to eat, how the rest of my family is eating. So it can't just be, oh, I'm doing it for the love. It can't be that anymore. You have to start thinking about what else does it attain. Like, I can do 5 songs on the project that are more for me, but the other 7 songs need to be more for the people. And I can't remember what artist said that. He'd be like, all you motherfuckers want from me is depressed music. Secretly, I ain't even depressed no more, but I still got to make this dark shit because that's what my fan base likes.
It makes me think of Ryan Davis, the comedian. And I think a lot of other comedians probably do this as well. He talked about that kind of same idea of how people reacted to him super poorly because he's a comedian, and I think he gained a lot more of his following via social media. And he's like, I'm not just a social media TikTok person. Like, I'm a genuine comedian that's like really good at my craft. And so at some point when he built enough, he switched over to Patreon, and he went behind a firewall, and he took his videos down off of Instagram. And people were reacting so crazy, like, like you were here and you were giving us all this free content, and now you're asking us to like pay for it, and like all of this shit. And it's very interesting that like it's like people will fuck with you until you want to do something different. It's like the second you don't fit into their box of who they've created you to be, like, you give a part of yourself to something, and people take that part and build the entirety of who they believe you to be. And when you do something out of that box, people go wild. And it's like, I don't know. It's really weird to me, because I'm like, y'all go throw your money at anything, at Walmart and Target and all this other shit, and never think twice. But if I'm asking to be reimbursed for my IP or the laugh I gave you today or any of that shit that I really gave y'all for free for however many years until I got popping, like, now it's an issue.
One of the most bugged out things though is like how culpable capitalism is been in just getting artists to devalue their own efforts. So you don't know what to charge, especially today. If everybody got a phone in their pocket and everybody got influencer in their bio, what am I supposed to charge you for real if you can go on this person page and just be entertained for free? Or what you think is for free, or what you don't understand as far as the inner workings of business and stuff. And so that part of it is just a complete and this don't even just apply to like black creatives either. This is like across the, like, if you identify as a creative, there's a very, very strong chance that your idea of how this is supposed to work on some economic shit is completely upside down. Like, you don't have a clue.
And it's twisted for folks to believe that anything is free. Like, there's nothing that's actually free. So if someone's getting paid, and unfortunately the person that you're watching for free is not the person that'll be getting paid in most cases for this one. You know what I mean? Like, somebody that's not even a part of the putting out the creation for you is the one that's getting paid, and that's not the way this thing is supposed to go. So when the artists, or like when the actual individual wants to go behind a paywall, or actually wants to get their just due after they've done all this work, you know what I mean, for for you without receiving the actual. I mean, they received something, but they didn't receive what their worth was in it. Once they go and grab their worth, that's unfortunate that you as an individual can't, lock on to that. You know what I mean? But that's the reason why, as the creator or as any person, I would say, that's the reason why you can't put so much stock in the public. You should utilize the public because it's beneficial. The masses are beneficial, but you also got to understand that mass appeal has has like a dog chasing a fire hydrant type of mentality. Like, they hear the sirens and they're running behind that one. Another siren could take place and they're off to that one. You know what I mean? So it's not like you got to be very careful about being whimsical with the public that is already whimsical. You know what I mean? You got to work. You got to get behind that on yourself. You know what I mean? That's work on the individual. And once you do cross over into that awareness of that, you got to stick with it. You got to be strong within what your beliefs are over the knowledge that you receive. Hopefully you receive that shit sooner rather than later, but the sooner the better. And when you do, you got to stick with it and be a-okay with the decisions that you make that is more beneficial to you as an individual. Folks be forgetting the fact that you are the only motherfucker that is out here that's going to be looking out for yourself. You got to understand that part. The sooner the better.